Hello, this is Tiki Gray, and this is going to be a guide video for a very early one base push. Now, this push is it is the most, in my opinion, reliable and effective early one base push in the game. Because I've found, the thing is, you can just push when an opponent isn't being excessively greedy. That's the main thing. And there's a lot of circumstances, if the circumstances are there for you to do it, you're almost guaranteed to succeed if you have micro right. And it's extremely effective and gets so many results, and the circumstances for it show up rather often. And now, the push is a one snake lizard push against the other player when they go the mill before you do. It's an 8 farm thing. So here's what happens. So you start building lizards, they start building Skrill, or Squizzard, or Skrill Toad. And then when they buy their mill, you sell off your Lizard Warren, or one of them, and immediately put down a Snake Warren. Put down 2 more Lizard Warrens, and then push when the first snake comes out. Now let's wait till that point in the video. We have some multiple replays to show here. Now this push is ridiculous. It's extremely effective if the other person is doing only Skrills. It's extremely effective. You're basically guaranteed for it to work if they put down 2 farms on their second mill. Basically, you're almost guaranteed. As long as you micro right, it should work without a doubt against the player if they put 1 farm on their second mill. It also works if they put down a tier 2, and that tier 2 is anything but snake. If you micro right. But y'all will see what I'm talking about as I show off more replays. If they have defenses, wire can be a problem. Mines, hopefully you scout them, in which case you destroy them. MGs, you can kill the MG with the snake. And you can also just go around those defenses too, if the map works for you. Really, the Skrill Toad and Squizzard are both problematic. They can defeat this if they don't go any farms, at least. It really depends on map distance. Map distance matters a lot. This is really a short, medium map thing. On a long map, it's a lot riskier. Unless they do something like do 2 farms or it's only Skrills. But if they do no farms on a really long map, you're probably not going to be able to push. Well, maybe. Because there's flanking that goes into it. We'll see this in the further replays. Okay, yeah, so I totally wasn't showing what I was doing. So I saw the mill, I sold off the Lizard Warren, put down a Snake Warren, and reshuffled my production by selling off the Lizard Warrens and putting down. The timing usually works, so you have 3 Lizard Warrens, and that's when the first snake comes out. But in this case, since it was slightly delayed, I got 4 Lizard Warrens. Now you push right away when the first snake comes out, since the lizards will catch up to you as they get made. Don't wait for the second snake, you never do that. So they did Chameleon Scar, and they went down. They had 2 farms, but they sold 1. Now they're on 1 farm. So I have 11 lizards, 1 snake versus 2 chameleons, and about to be 6 Skrills. Now in a situation like this, you can generally just brute force. You have to be a little bit careful to chameleons, but okay, there's a lot of ways to micro this. Sometimes you just against per Skrill. Okay, usually you just want the snake to be hitting the mill so you can kill the mill. And you micro your lizards to go focus enemy Skrill. So if they have per tier 1, you usually just micro the lizards. In this circumstance, when they have tier 2, sometimes you want to micro the snake and just get snake tags off before the fight. As you can see here, I get 2 Skrill tags without hitting the mill. And at this point, I just decide to go in. Now, against chameleons, you usually have the snake join the fight. Or against tier 2, I should say, you usually have the snake join the fight, and if you think you're going to win the fight. But if you're not sure if you're going to win the fight, don't rally all. Just let the snake keep on hitting the mill, and just rally your lizards only to fire. So while the lizards fight the enemy army, just have the snake hit the mill, so then it kills the mill. In this case, though, against chameleons, I realized I just had so much more units, I could just bring the snake in and kill everything, and still retreat just fine. And at that point, it's pretty much game, since they just lost 120 food. They have less warrens. Well, in this case, they actually have equal warrens, but they just lost so much food. And I did lose a fair amount of army, honestly, here. Well, let me do the math, actually. Okay, so I made about 40 food value. So okay, so one of the biggest problems with this push, I mean, it's Lizard Snake. So you honestly just die against a tier 1 counter push, or if you lose too much armor, you just die to a regular counter push, regardless of the composition, which is why you have MGs in this deck to hold off a counter push if the attack fails, and or you just lose too much armor trying to do it. But the follow-ups you should do the majority of the time is just go Skunks, because then Skunks can deal with all the tier 1. Like, Skunks are just Skunk Snake's just really good, and Skunks are just a really, really great follow-up here and allow you to defend quite easily, especially if the defense thrown in the mix. But yeah, so I went in with Lizards and killed 3 pigs. Some general gameplay, and this is fast forward. Does he tries to attack? Oh, this game was a while ago. But yeah, I mean, this is kind of a choke point. Girls don't like a choke point. The lizards didn't like the choke point either, since a lot of them spent time finding tiles, but it's like, whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a pretty straightforward game to shop the idea. It wasn't the most successful ever, but whatever. So let's look at this one next. Against Squizzard, things become more difficult since it depends. Okay, so first of all, if their mill's behind their base, you do not want to attack. Unless they go like, if they go 1 farm on their second mill, maybe you can attack. It depends on the map distance. If they go 2 farms, you can almost definitely attack unless they have defense or it's a really, really big map. Or really, really long distance between spawns. Lizards are problematic because lizards fight, like snakes are not good against lizards. And they can counter push really, really quickly if you end up losing your army. It's just really bad for you. Since lizards are just a lot better at defending in the first place, and they're really, really good at counterattacking against a lizard snake. That's not to say you can't do it. I have done it before, but you need to know how lizard rallies work, and you need to know how lizard versus lizards around wheels work, and you need to know how to micro snakes against lizard. Like lizard rallies and lizard versus lizard around wheels, like it's whole on video, and the one I do want to make at some point. But pretty much the idea is you just use your tempo and try to get some snake tags off on the lizards right before the fight starts and retreat your snake into your own lizard so you don't lose the snake, but you kill, like, say, tag 2 or 3 to enemy lizards and hopefully you win the fight. So yeah, again, they do mill first, I do snake first. So do remember to scout and make sure they keep the mill. If they sell it, you might be in a very troublesome situation. They like this rush you of tier 1. So yeah, the timing of... You always want 3 Lizard Warrens, or generally do, but on maps this close, or when they go mill first, the timing can be weird, so you end up getting a snake off the 2 Lizard Warrens. But you definitely want 3. Like, see right now, okay, now I put down the 3rd. Like, you always want to get the 3rd Lizard Warren down, so it provides reinforcement as you're traveling. Yeah, just immediately start pushing, like, the lizards will catch up to you. Now he's going 2 farms, which is... This is extremely excessive. Like you can just easily win. Like as you can see, I'm just keeping the snake focused on the mill here while I'm putting the lizards in to just fight his army. Because here's the thing, he has 2 pigs on the mill. That's 180 food. That's like so much food. So you want to make sure the mill definitely dies here. So even when I'm losing lizards, like I want if the mill dies, I just win because I get so much value. So that's why I'm just rallying the lizards only and keeping the snake focused on the mill. And you do this when you're not sure if you can win the fight. So like just focus on killing the mill and getting the mill value. Now, if they have 0 farms on the mill, it's much more up in the air. Maybe focus on microing the snake and just killing off some of their units or killing the mill. Or just like this retreat, see if you can do some damage in retreat, depending on what their army looks like. So yeah, I decided to double down on the lizards since, like, I'm just so ahead, I'm not really worried about counterattack. Yeah, definitely need to micro the snakes here to get tags spread out across units. And as you can see, even though I got 180 through the value, I lost some units, but let's say 120 food value. Like, that fight still went not great for me. Well, I guess I still won the fight at the end of the day, but it was about even. As you can see, like, yeah, this comp has a really, really bad follow-up. Like, if you mess up with this push, again, you're probably going to lose the game. This is a counter-attack with tier 1 or whatever, because, yeah, snakes are not good against Mass tier 1. Or in general, if you just lose too much units, you lose too much units. So again, here's the snake micro against, I guess, Squizzard here too, but against lizards, you have them put down tags before the fight, then you retreat them into your blob of lizards, so they don't die. So as you can see, I end up this snakes tag a bunch of units before the fight, and yeah, I just had more units there too. Yeah, I put down my own mill, and he surrenders there because I mean the game's over. Not gonna win the next fight. Now y'all don't worry. You might be asking, what if they have toads? What if they have toads? Well, this replay is not a good example of that. Unfortunately, I do need to start saving more of my losses so I can have examples of, like, it's always good to see failures, guys, so you know what a defeat looks like see why it happens. But against Skrill Toad, and I guess Squizzard Toad by extension, like, this push has a lot of trouble working. Well, it depends more on the map, and we'll get to that next replay. So this game against Robin, who is an exceptionally good player, and no one has no idea who they are. Not even, like, Arlie doesn't know who they are. But they don't play a whole lot, and they're not on Discord, but they are like really, really well. Very curious who they are. They're either an alt account, but I'm not sure. The only person I can think of is Amari, but I'm not sure if this person feels like they're Amari. Either that, or they're like some really old player who's came back. Really is a mystery. So yeah, I see the mill. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't mill first. He went Warren first, so I drew snake, and then I reshuffled production to put down all the get 3 warrens. Since unless it's a little late, like the first replay I showed, you might get 4 warrens. But yeah, you pretty much want 3 warrens, 1 snake warren, always. Sometimes, yeah, you have to get a feel for it, but with the timing, sometimes you get supply blocked on the snake. In that case, you do want to sell off a warren, then just sell off the 3rd warren, then rebuild it if the snake is getting supply blocked, because you don't want it late to push too much. So this person's going Squizzard Toad, which, honestly, they should win the fight, but they miss micro really bad. So snake comes in. Again, I'm just letting the snake focus the mill. I'm not... Okay, I actually do, I guess, bring the snake in. So he, like, rallies his lizards in. But, like, that toad explosion is, like, really weird. And that second toad actually just dies for some reason. I guess he was rallying it. Yeah, again, I just gotta kill the mill. Gotta kill the mill. Fortunately, 8 tags plus the lizard damage was enough. And he actually lost a lot of units here, but generally that's not gonna work. And you can't usually brute force that type of composition. He just misplayed it. So again, doing a skunk follow-up because it's generally this is what you want to do in general, but he's going Master 1, so he definitely wants skunks. Fortunately, in this game, I'm running barbed wire balloon instead of MG. He just rebuilds Go Farm again. Also gonna expand. But like the next couple replays is when you start to get to the good stuff with this strategy. Like we're talking like the destroy Arlu in 1 minute type of stuff. Arlu being one of the best players in the game. So just barbed wire since I'm really nervous. This player has beat me a lot more than I would like to admit, honestly. But not the best mark for me. I take a lot of toad explosions. But I actually, like, I saved both these snakes, which is actually huge. That's 120 food that I saved, and I'm about to have more eco. So, honestly, after a fight like that, the game's basically over if I don't make any mistakes. I'm just so far ahead. I have tech, I have more farms, I have superior map control, very superior map control. That's more of the map RNG thing. So yeah, just looking to put down a sniper balloon here. Maybe do some harass, just get some vision, see what they're doing. Sniper balloons also just gonna stop any tier 3, get against tier 2. Like Skunk Sniper Balloon is gonna destroy, defeat any composition in the game except for owls. So yeah, I'm just getting some more skunks since you're going Master 1. Sniper Balloon's also good against pigeons, since pigeons can't heal, they instantly die. Some more lizards. A lot more lizards, not usually what you do. Like, I usually stay at 12 lizards or less. I don't know. Going up to 18 lizards is kind of really weird here. You usually just want to start going falcons at this point with this lizard, skunk, falcon, snake. I should have sold that Warren Buffalo. So yeah, he comes in. I mean, yeah, so my tier 2 are in front, and he tries to just run through it to go after my lizards, but like he takes so much damage, it just doesn't work. Plus, I just had more army than the sniper. Yeah, it just doesn't work. But yeah, I'm killing everything, so. Okay, now we get to the. Now we start to get to the better stuff. So, again, last game that shouldn't have worked. Usually Skrill Toad or Lizard Toad, like usually that's just gonna defeat. Like it's just gonna kill your lizards cost effectively, then kill your snake, and it usually doesn't work. So how to get around that? Well, you flank, and by flank I mean you do a multi-pronged attack. So let's speed this up real quick. Early aggression, but nothing happened. Nothing comes from it. I do build an MG here, but MGs are super garbage against free farm aggression. Just gonna throw that out. Like, don't do it. Don't get in the habit of doing it. Like, I lose the games because sometimes I do that. I see the mill. I go back. Again, sell into the snake warren right away. I'll actually end up delaying it for a little bit. So I'm trying to get all my production stuff up correctly. See, this is one of those cases, since with the first mill, usually you have to sell off the third warren to get the snake building on time. Then you wait to build the third warren. So he's just doing Shrill Skunk, which I could honestly just brute force that, probably. Here's the thing, you always want to be attacking the second mill. You don't want to be attacking into the first mill, because all the pig damage actually does matter a lot this early in the game. So, like, you don't want to be exposing yourself to all that pig fire. It's not going to go well, probably. Okay, so here's flanking. Here's what you do. Okay, you rally your lizard towards the second mill, while you have your lizards outside the first mill. So if he tries to hit your snake, go kill his pigs. If he tries to hit your lizards, just retreat and let the snake kill his mill. Yeah, I'm killing pigs here. Retreat, since he's following my army. Snake is hitting the second mill. He also went 2 farms, it's just super greedy. This replay is just showing off the flanking more or less. Mill goes down, I treat most of my lizards safely. Definitely try to keep your lizards alive, that's very important. And yeah, like, I mean, yeah, it's not, yeah. The one skunk skill is not going to defeat 2 snakes with a bunch of lizards. Okay, so okay, this Arlu again, one of the best players in the game. Although in this game he goes too greedy and makes the mistake, but also shows off flanking in a really good way, which is why I'm showing it. And I do have 2 more Arlie replays, including what if Arlie doesn't build any farms on the second mill? Can you still punish that? Yeah, so this one. There goes mill first. I have not scouted it yet. I'm going to be a little bit late on the timing, a little bit later than usual. Builds a farm. So I actually end up keeping that first lizard warren since I scouted so late. Now I go for across to the 2 lizards, and I actually do end up killing this pig here, which is really nice. Now, okay, so you might, oh no, that's 60 food. Arlie is 60 food behind. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because he would be 60 food behind regardless of whether the pig is there. Because the pig hasn't made, like, this attack, the snake's done in 6 seconds. So I'm going to, like, my forces are going to be over here in, like, 12 seconds. So, like, the pig had just started building, and it wouldn't contribute to the fight with any damage. And it wouldn't add any meaningful income by that point either. So, like, it's still 60 food behind. Like, it doesn't matter that I killed the pig. Like, it wouldn't do anything even if it was still alive. If you're all like, no, you killed the pig, so that's going to affect the push. Like, it doesn't. The pig doesn't matter if it'll live. Okay, so in this case, I actually do... Okay, this is kind of weird. I think I did it because I did kill this pig, so theoretically, if this attack didn't work, like, he wouldn't have a whole lot of income to counterattack with, so I could just get the skunks down and be fine. But regardless. Okay, but so he has snake, which is good, but he also has toads out, plus skrill. And like snake versus snake is snake versus snake. Like he's just gonna kill my snake if it's snake, then I can't kill the mill. Against other territory, you can just kite and kill them, or just shoot and kill them. But the snake, against snake is hard, and toads obviously counter lizards. So what do you do? What do you do? Well, the same thing as last game. You flank, and you can even do it right here because lizards are so fast. And it's just gonna be a lot of players. Almost no one's gonna be expecting this until it happens to multiple times. But I seem to be the only player who's doing this, and even Arlie gets caught off guard. Or doesn't react to it perfectly, I should say now. So you send this snake after the mill, then you run with your lizards to their first mill and start killing the pigs. Like, yep. So like he doesn't get enough snake tags to kill him. Okay, well he does, but I just end up killing his mill anyway. Then I kill 3 pigs with my lizards. And I only lose 6 lizards to do it. And the snake ends up killing a toad, which is nice. And that's basically game, since I mean I killed 3 or 8 farms. Well, I killed them this mill. Then I killed 3 to 8 farms, so they have almost half my income. And you can just tech up with like to skunk and just do a push and win the game. Like I don't even think he plays this out. I think he just surrenders. I'm not sure. So yeah, keeping my skunks, keeping my lizard away from the toads, that's what's important. That is what is important here. And he's just... Let's look at another replay of that. So with this push, like when you think of flanking like that, multi-prong attacks, you think like you really need a good map. But this early in the game, it doesn't matter. You just need a little bit of space. All you need is 2 entrances. Even if the entrances are really close to each other, like this case, like lizards are just twice as fast. And they either want to deal with a snake or they want to deal with the lizards. If they try to deal with your snake, just kill all their pigs. If you kill like 4 pigs, the game's just over because that's half their income. Like it's over. They can't do anything. If they go after your lizards, you just retreat with your lizards and they don't kill your lizards, and then the snake ends up killing their mill. And then in that case, since if your army is chasing after a lizard, you can honestly get away with a snake too. Like this, you don't lose any units while still killing the mill, so you're still really ahead. Again, reshuffling. I can have 3 lizard warrens out. Doing farm first. Farm chameleon. Now, chameleons are tricky against snakes because here's the thing. Theoretically, snakes just kite chameleons and kill them, but when your army's split up like this, or only focusing your lizards, it gets kind of weird since chameleons will just whack the snake down and kill it immediately, like if you don't macro the snake. The first push is coming. And look, see, I put the snake rally on that mill, so that's what the snake's heading to, while I send my lizards to go this way. And even though these places are really close to each other, it doesn't matter. Like, he just has so much trouble handling it. Most people will. But, like, look at, like, so he tries to rally the cam, it just doesn't work. I kill 4 lizards, and I still kill the mill. Like, holy shit. So again, if they have toes or something, if you can't beat them in a straight up fight, send a snake towards their second mill, send a lizard towards their first mill. Kill their pigs, kill their mill. Like again, if they chase after a snake, kill the pigs. If they go, he surrenders because the game's like Oregon, he has half my economy. And if they go after your lizards, just retreat with the lizards, let your snake kill the mill, and you can probably get away with the snake too, because their army is after your lizards, so your snake's not going to be under threat. Now you might ask, what if they only build a mill? What if they don't have any farms? Because I think all these replays so far, the enemy has put up farms. 2, they're dead. 1, they're dead if you don't make any mistakes, usually. What if they do no farms? That's a little bit more tricky, but even if they only have 60 more food, you can still do a hell of a push. Let's speed this up. So yeah, okay, in that case, I was just trying to trick him there. I was doing the mill to make him think, like, look how I was expanding, but I was just planning to do lizard snake push all along, so. So I don't know that he's expanded, but, like, Arlie likes to expand. So I was pretty sure he expanded, or would definitely expand in response to seeing me expand. So he sees that I sold, goes back and sells the farm. He also has some mines down. Sells that mine. Mines are interesting. Some people seem to think they're pretty good. I don't think they're that good. Well, they're very unreliable in my opinion, because you can just go around them, or kill them, or ignore them and go farms. Like, they're not... Like, sometimes you run into them, because you didn't realize they were there, and they work really well, but it's on the enemy player to avoid running into them, so. There you go. Run across the mine, it doesn't matter. I rally the snake towards here, and bring my lizards around. Start going after this warren. Back off since the squirrels are here. Just let the snake deal with the mill. Starts to go back to our snake, I go back in. Go ahead and kill the warren. Mill is dead, and since his squirrels are chasing my lizards, I can actually retreat safely to the snake now too. I lost 5 lizards, and I killed the mill and the warren, so I'm only up 20 food here. But I mean, that's still really good. Well, maybe not really good, but that's still pretty good. Like, again, Arlie only went up 60 food. This 1 mill, I still managed to get value off of that. Again, not a whole lot. But also in some other games, like if they just miss position slightly, like the opponent, you can get in, kill like 2 pigs or something. And that's massive value, and the game's over, basically. As long as you don't make any mistakes there on out. Like in this case, Arlie was playing really, really well. Like, he positioned really well. So he only lost a little food value. But if your opponent has slightly off of his misposition, or slightly off of his army positioning, and you aren't, with your lizard pressure, like, you can just go in and kill some pigs. Like, they give you 2 seconds of freedom, just go in and kill 2 or 3 pigs, maybe just 1, whatever, but it's still a ton of value. So in this case, I do see that he has put down mines, and that's 80 food, which is a lot. I'm just going up to skunks, also grabbing pigeons here. He's also teching up 2 farms on the second mill. I have 3 farms. Yeah, he doesn't have his skunks out, and you don't want falcons or pigeons against lizards, really, usually. So yeah, I mean, I also just had more army there, 60 more food of army, so I just ended up brute forcing them. Falcons just aren't good too, so that's wise for their cost. So I do a little bit of regrouping, but like I killed more army, I killed a bunch of warrants, I killed some MiGs. The game's over. I'm just regrouping real quick to get my army back up. Putting down Falcons, since in this deck Falcons are just a really good follow-up. So I transition to late game. You just get some more DPS, since Snakes are really low DPS, so are Skunks. And Lizards start to die against bigger armies, so you don't have that DPS anymore. So you definitely want to start getting the Falcons out. Yeah, Arlo is a very tenacious player. I think he just surrenders here, I can't remember. Yeah, I'm not trying to stall the game, but I mean, Arlo's a really good player. This is like, so I'm just playing really safe here. But like, I'm worried, what if I like run into like 3 mines and all my army dies and he counter pushes and like kills my mill or something? Like, I don't know, stuff can happen, so I'm just playing safe. You know, did another scout out his army, see what he has, come back with my Falcon. One Falcon actually will make a pretty nice difference here. It's just a lot of extra damage. You don't really have to worry about low hopes, there's just so much to tank for it. And he surrenders. And this is, in my opinion, the most effective, or maybe not most effective, but is easily the most reliable early game 1 base push I've found that I've seen in the game. Because there's lots of other pushes like mole pushes, but that all relies on, well, moles got nerfed, but you could definitely do mole push, skrill mole pushes if the opponent went up a mill, but you can't do that anymore. So this is like the new most effective strat. Sorry, just gathering my thoughts real quick. Yeah, and there's a lot of circumstances. I mean, you can try it against Perliz, but it's probably not gonna work. It's really difficult. You have to know what you're doing a Blizzard and the Snake. You have to know what you're doing, basically. You need the macro right. Yeah, I should try and do this against Lizards. Against Skrills, you're fine. Against Squizzer Toad, it's dangerous. Against Skrill Toad, you can just flank, like you've seen in these replays, and just kill them that way. Against us, against Squizzard, you can also still flank. Since they have like, if they have like 3 lizards, 6 skills, you're like 7 lizards, 6 killer, 3 lizards. And yeah, it's not really a problem. If they go up 2 farms, they're dead. They are just dead. Issue play it right. If they go up 1 farm, they should still be dead unless it's a really big map, unless they have defense. If they start any tier 2 except Snake, they should be dead. Maybe Chameleon. If they end up whacking your Snake or something, you're not paying attention. But even then, if you're flanking, this like if a Chameleon's hitting your Snake, it's not hitting your Lizards, and your Lizards go kill their pig, so it doesn't really matter. If they have defense, Wire can be annoying. Maybe you can like get rid of 1 or 2, or you can try to go around. It depends. It depends. Of mines, you can if you scout the mines, you can just reveal them and kill them. You can also try going around them. With MGs, 2 snake tags. I think it's 2 snake tags killing the MG. Maybe it's 3, but you know, maybe you just pick off the MG, then just go back to your base. 60 food is 60 food. Like you kill the MG with a snake. 60 food is 60 food. Go back to your base, whatever. Put down the skunk horn, or just try again. Try going around it if you can. Anyway, that is the end of this video.